So here's the dichotomy, and certainly between black and white there can be gray, and in this dichotomy there could be something in the middle. But when people are throwing a ball, if at the release the hand is in front of the elbow, they'll push it. And I'll push one over the camera, hopefully. And that's a push. And the other method of throwing is called a whip. I like to call it a pull. But now the elbow leads the hand and the release is less in front and it looks very loose. And if you watch one more, on the second method, I finish thumb down. So as you go to the serve, and there's some men in the top 10 that have a version of this push serve. Some of you may know their names, but it's not Pete and it's not Rafa. A push serve would look like this. The racket squares very early and stays square through the hit. So many times if someone doesn't throw well, they wind up doing this same method. Whereas if I'm pulling it with a leading elbow, now I'm going to get side spin, but now this is the key picture. When you look at your own serve or others, if you see the hand up and the tip down on a still, that's the whip, that's the serving snap. And if you see the racket and hand traveling together, you know you can be pushing it. Now, here's the story. Can you learn this? Absolutely. Are there many steps to it? For sure. But first and foremost, you've got two jobs. Can you get away from a forehand grip to something of a continental, if not further? But number two, can you diligently learn side spin? Diligently learn side spin. And to get side spin, I've got to get the elbow out there, and now the racket's on edge. So here's a bit of a long story. This came to me a couple of years ago when I'm doing an assessment of a very good player's serve. And the dad just wanted my opinion. And the kid is bouncing it halfway up the fence. He's a college player, but it looks effortful. I don't know what's going on. So I say, can you hit a side spin? He cannot hit side spin. That's okay. I said, can you throw it? And he threw it from the baseline all the way to the fence. But I said, did it feel like you were pushing or pulling? And he said, oh, I'm pushing it. And he was so strong, he had more hand speed. Well, baseball pitchers, professional pitchers, some push, but they don't pitch many innings. And the ones that are loose and whip it, Baumgartner for one, they tend to pitch longer and with less effort. And many times when you see servers getting injured in their back because of the violence of the motion, you can be sure they're pushing. So here's the story. I believe in learning a spin serve. Mandatory. And I believe that the spin will bring it down, for sure. But I also believe that if you have an undeveloped throwing motion, you've got issues here, and you could go back and learn how to throw. And number two, if you can't hit side spin, that is a must. And I've got a lot of pictures on this. Many years ago, we worked with Martina Navratilova on this, without success at my end. And now, as a teacher here, I'm very keen on working on people learning how to spin the serve, or how to whip a throw, or how to learn what's called a live arm. Join me.